What's going on, everybody? A&S Quick Keys here. We have a 2013 Chevrolet Silverado. Customer states that the key, you have to play with it for it to turn. You got to wiggle it or flip it and then wiggle it. And so what ends up happening is, for example, this key is really worn out. So we're going to check to see if it's going to be a key issue. And on these, it has a key code stamped on the cylinder. So we're going to go ahead and remove the ignition. Another thing it could be the actual cylinder itself. The sidebar binds on these. But we're going to go ahead and remove this one, and I'll show you what you need to be looking for. As far as this, it just has the cover on the top and on the bottom. You only have to remove the top cover just because we have a working key. And I have the battery disconnected because you need to turn it to the start position in order to remove it, and that way the car's not going to start. So what we're going to do, I'm going to set you guys right there, and like I said, you're going to put it on the run or the start position, and you're going to need a small pick or small anything that will just fit in this hole. And you're going to feel a retainer, push that retainer in, and then that cylinder comes out. And then once we have the cylinder out, we have a code on this, and this code is G3040. G3040. So we're going to cut the key by code, and we're going to see if that fixes our issue. Okay, so we're going to come over here to our condor. We're going to put our code in, G3040, and we're cutting the key by code because since this key is wore out, and if you copy this key, you're going to be in a worse situation because what's going to happen is that key is not even going to work at all. So we're cutting this key by code, and it gives us the cuts. That's going to be the cuts for our key. So we're going to go ahead and cut this key, and we're going to see if that is going to fix our issue. If not, what ends up happening is when you stick the key in, this sidebar right here is supposed to go completely flush. And a lot of times what happens is it sticks a little bit up, and that's what causes the dragging. But the fact that this key works smooth one way and binds the other way makes me think it's going to be a key issue and not ignition issue. So we're going to cut that key, and as you can see, we're cutting the metal key because that's going to be our test key just to make sure everything works. So we're going to wait for this to cut, and then we're going to put it back on the vehicle and see if it works smooth with that key. And there you have it. You can see the big difference in the key, how this one looks thicker right here and how this one just looks completely shaved down. So this is the key we cut by code. So what you're going to do is we'll put it in our ignition, which there we have it. We'll stick it back in. And there you go. Like I said, it was a key issue. So we're going to go ahead and cut 2 new keys for this customer. What I like to do too is I remove the cylinder and I still clean it out and re-lube it before I install it. So we're going to go ahead and take this one back out. We'll cut 2 new keys and program them, and yeah, they'll be good to go. Okay, so we got the new key cut. And then as far as programming, since we have a working key, we got to stick their old key in, or actually an easier thing we'll do. One second, let me find the test key. So that way we're not fighting. Since this is the bad key, I'm going to put these 2 together like this, and we're going to stick the key in the ignition. And then that's going to be our theft light right there. As soon as it goes out, drop the key, stick your new key in, and that theft light should go out. And it does. So now our new key is programmed. And like I said, this customer is good to go. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I hope this helps.